Okay, Wednesday, November 6th, 2024, on my way to the market. So I just wanted to make a reaction video to the election. I'm actually quite happy with the outcome and quite surprised. Like I told everyone, I voted for JD Vance. I mean, we have to get Trump for 4 years before we can get JD Vance in the White House. But out of all the people I was impressed with, looking at everything 360, not just Ukraine, but what's best for America, what's best for the world, and maybe what's best for Ukraine. He was the best. And hopefully Trump lets JD Vance, Vivek Ramaswamy, and Elon Musk do something, that he doesn't interfere. Trump is kind of like the ideologue. He gives the philosophy and, goes and does the speeches and everything and gets everyone energized. But we need the doers. We need people who can execute. Last time we had Trump, he couldn't execute anything. He got too carried away with Twitter and fighting with Colin Kaepernick and fighting with air conditioner repair people and fighting with AOC and all these people who really don't matter, and he forgot to fix national health care and everything. But Trump can do all that now, and he has good lieutenants who can actually get stuff done, but he has to let them. Hey, how are you? Hi, how are you? So let's hope it's different this time. But I'm also happy because, like I said, I couldn't vote for Harris. And now I can say this more freely. To me, she's not a real woman. A female is not a woman until she gives birth, And I mean, Hillary Clinton gave birth, so Hillary Clinton is a woman. Liz Warren, she did it twice. Michelle Obama, she had kids. But, somehow Kamala Harris is just this, this career female. Just everything was, I don't know. But to me, that's a minimum qualification if you're going to be in politics, that you have to have had children, either fathered children or born children, and been married. You can be divorced, it happens, but at least you've gone through what a family goes through, because that's the molecule of the society. The society is built on families. You have the little atoms, man, woman, children, but all together they're a family. Then you have the grandparents, in everything. So yeah, that's how it is, so yeah, that's my thoughts on that. My friend just sent me a message that the fake ballots are showing up, but I think in Pennsylvania it's a done deal. Even if all the rest of the votes are opened up and they're all for Harris, Trump would still win by 1%. And Alaska is the only thing he needs next to be at 270. And I believe Georgia was also called where it was impossible to, do fake votes there. So let's see. I mean, we had a breakdown in Philadelphia, or not in Philadelphia, but in Pennsylvania in a Republican county with the voting machines. So there has been some, I'll use the language, fuckery. I hope I said it fast enough that it doesn't get this video downvoted. But this, this messing around with the ballots and everything, has, I guess this has to be saw through. But Trump is up in Michigan. And what's extraordinary about Michigan is that it's mostly Muslim, and they've always voted Democrat. But Harris sidelined them, at the Democratic National Convention, and gave prominence to Israeli causes. And they didn't take that well. And I think what they found, the mayor of Hamtramck, Michigan, endorsed Trump, which is a very conservative Muslim town. And it turns out this town is like what American towns used to be in the 1950s. It's focused around the family unit. And what Trump has shown is that, traditional Muslims and traditional Christians actually have a lot in common, and right now are on the same side. That they want the education and they want the best things for their family, education, community, values, and that we're more alike than different. This is, it's really, the battle isn't between Christians and Muslims. It's between believers and non-believers. It's between people who want to do things traditionally and put that children get their values from their parents versus from the state. The state should only be like giving courses in math, science, English, and social studies so that they can, pass the SAT exams and become, engineers, doctors, veterinarians. Some people become musicians. The ones who are really good at it can do all this like cool stuff, like, being sociologists or archaeologists or whatever. But, education is not supposed to be a place where you talk about gender, 27 different genders and all that stuff. If you're feeling weird or something, you go to the nurse's office and it's solved offline. And, the school can make accommodations, but it's done in a way that becomes a distraction. That all the needs are being met, but it's not becoming the thing, at the cost of the skills the society needs. Like in America, for example, we need hundreds of thousands of people who can work in the semiconductor industry because we got to bring all that back from Taiwan. China's going to grab Taiwan one of these days. They'll probably do it without firing a shot. They'll probably just infiltrate them politically and through commerce. And so we got to be on that. We need skills. We're at war. We're back in the Cold War. And the liberals and the Democrats, they would rather push DEI and wokeness and all this crazy stuff instead of stuff that will keep the society going, stuff that will promote high birth rates, and promote stable and sound families so we have low crime, and we have good skills. I always tell people, there's no real estate shortage in America. There's only a shortage of real estate in safe neighborhoods. So if we had police and we had proper communities, all these inner cities, like you go inside Philadelphia, there's tons of houses that could be rehabbed. They cost like $90,000, $100,000. But yeah, you could die from a gunshot wound. So if we take out all those people shooting the guns and dealing the drugs, suddenly you have all this new housing stock. And maybe this is how Trump will solve housing, by giving power back to the police and, closing this border and getting rid of all these gangs. Let's hope, and as far as Ukraine goes, as I said in my last video, it's not going anywhere with Harris and Biden and Europe. It's like all piecemealed aid and support. There's no strategy, and people are dying every day. I walk by some of the graveyards. There's always, every day, there's new graves being dug, and you look at the dates, and these are not people dying of natural causes in their 70s or 80s or 90s, So, I mean, it's and there's plenty of, like I said, and if you look at my previous videos, I have links to CNN about the desertions and about what the men are going through here. It just, things need to be stopped, reset, and we just go into a Cold War and wait for something to happen in Russia in 20, 30, 40 years when Putin is gone. And like I said, we work on that angle like we did in 91. But this time we don't make the mistake thinking that Russia can be rehabilitated and brought into the West. Next time they collapse, we take full advantage. So, but like I said, this election, and seeing that Trump has won the popular vote and he's winning in Michigan, like of all places in the world, and he closed the gaps in some of the most left-wing states. It's gone too far. This whole European liberal, trying to bring European liberalism to America. Europe is failing. There's no trillion-dollar tech company in Europe. The only trillion-dollar company they have in Europe, I think, is Novo Nordisk, that makes diabetes and fat people medicine. And they're getting beat by Viking Therapeutics and Eli Lilly, because they're too slow. It's still a good investment. I think I got a job offer from them a while back to move to Denmark, but then I saw in Denmark that my daughter won't be allowed to carry mace when coming home at night from a party, and that she's supposed to just let her attack or do whatever they want. I read about a girl in Denmark. She protected herself with some mace or pepper spray. I don't even think it was mace, it was pepper spray, which is food. It's nothing, you can eat it. And she's going to jail for protecting herself. This is crazy. This is not what we need in America. This is nuts. And like I said, I'm not a far-right person. I do believe in socialism. I mean, I disagree with Trump on the tax proposals. We definitely need to tax the billionaires. We definitely need to tax inheritance. And we need to get teachers paid 155, 200 grand a year, so that we get Harvard grads and Princeton grads becoming school teachers, and teaching our kids the right stuff. And that we, because right now the current salaries that are being offered to teachers only draws weirdos. Stupid ones at that, I mean, it's just a market. Trump should understand that better than anyone, that you get what you pay for. And so I guess his plan is to make all the schools private, which I really disagree with. I would rather having a really solid public school system. That's what built America, solid public university and public school system that just focused on the basics. You do 4 or 5 hours in the classroom, 2-3 hours of sports or some extracurricular activity, and then you're home when your parents are home. And now they have all this weird stuff in the schools and all this, digital classrooms. It needs to be like one teacher per 16 students. So, like I tell people also, I'm very pro-life. I delivered my own daughter. I made sure I was there. A lot of men, they were telling me, faint and pass out or don't have the stomach to watch their kids being born. Those aren't men. Those are just some eunuchs, or I don't know. They're a product of this weak society. If you're a man and you can't see blood and guts and watch your kids being born, there's something wrong with you. You need to get your head checked. So anyway. Yeah. So, but what pro-life means to me too is that we tax all these people who have extra money and create a safety net for people who have children, whether they're single or married. Since I'm against abortion, you have to support the people who are having the children and provide them like some $50,000 or $80,000 a year, a place to live, and assistance, like professional assistance, like a nurse that comes and visits and helps out, or, some at-home daycare, like a helper. Maybe you can pay some like high school kids or something to, as an extra job that they help these single mothers, on the weekends and stuff. And they also learn how to become parents in the process. So when they have kids of their own, they've already, seen crap in a diaper and, understand what all the crying is about. Like sometimes it's about the teeth, sometimes it's about the, crapping your pants. Sometimes it's just you want a hug, it's like an alarm system for the baby, but they don't have any, and you have to learn these error codes, and how to mitigate them, So anyway, those are my thoughts. But like I said, I'm very happy. JD Vance is the future of Western democracy. Something practical yet conservative. And hopefully the Democrats can become a better party that are strong on American, very pro-American, very strong on the family values, but offers this safety net idea. And then the Republicans can be this like strong on American values, strong on, defense and all this stuff, but they don't want the safety net. And then people have to choose, whether you want private or public, but everything else is secure. The American values are secure, the American border is secure, the education system is secure, and then the argument can be on how much role government plays instead of this whole philosophical, we got into a whole philosophical mess of what America should fundamentally be. And if America becomes this like weird European country, like a giant version of Sweden or something, oh God say it, we're not gonna last long. The Chinese, the Iranians, and these people with cultures, that center around, well, I would say more the Iranians or even the Indians or something. These family-centric cultures, they are going to prevail. They are determined. They're driven by ideology. And people who are ideologically driven and can't be bought, you can't mess with that. And there's still, I'm glad to see people in America who have a strong sense of ideology, because you would probably end up being richer under Harris. For sure the stock market went up better under Biden than any other president, at least in my experience, But we have to have ideology in America. Because without that, if we don't have a foundation on ideology, and we just become some marketplace and just some, you know, built on nothing, we're going to just get taken apart. You know, taken apart by China, taken apart by Russia, taken apart by Iran, even taken apart by, you know, India even. India is having ambitions of being a superpower. They're not going to stay on the subcontinent long. You know, it's just not natural for any rising power to stay contained for long. So things got to change. Europe has got to change. Europe has got to stop being a bitch and being all these like little countries who each want to feel special because one speaks Estonian, the other speaks Flemish, another speaks some other jacked up language, Slovenian or something. They all got to speak English. They all got to be like one country, and they got to all make a direct push against the Russians. You know, have a unified barrier against Russia. You know, but also upsets me about this Harris thing is that she was put forward without a primary and without debates. You know, she wasn't pressure tested by her own people. She was just thrown out there into the wild without any testing and without any validation and without any challenge. And she's paying the price, you know. But we'll see. I mean, the election right now, as when I made this video, is not officially confirmed that it's for Trump, but when you look at the New York Times data, you know, and all the official closed polls in the key states like winning Pennsylvania, I said the other day, Georgia, North Carolina, and Pennsylvania, if you win those three, you win the whole damn thing, you know, and then it's over. And then all the other stuff is formality. All the other states are pretty well known, Arizona, Nevada, et cetera, Alaska. You know, right now everything just, he needs Alaska, I think, to get over the top. So anyway, take care and have a good day. Bye-bye.